Okay, so kind of a sample of what we're talking about. Just a reminder for those of you who haven't caught the previous segments on penny traffic. So basically, it's if somebody's going to go ahead and do a search on a search engine, they've already opted into these things, and that's what I explained on previous sessions. But basically, if somebody's typing in a keyword or phrase that matches what you want on your key things, then your ad is going to be shown, and what's going to happen is it pops over traditionally over this. So let's say somebody's going to go and they're typing in Google and they're going to type in, I like to use the example bird clubs because it's just generic with my stuff. So pretty much they're going to type in birds or bird club. Then if they type that, what they're going to actually see if they go click on a result, instead of going to the web page that they think they're going to go to, your ad is going to pop on top of it. So it opens a new window and they're going to see your landing page, which we're going to get into. But basically your ad, your landing page, your information is what's shown right here above their screen. So that's where you get charged a couple pennies for that to pop up over. So that's where pricing is only a couple pennies, and you only get charged if somebody's searching on something that triggers your ad and makes that pop up display. So hopefully that kind of defines it for you guys better. Okay, so there's 4 different agencies that we use and recommend. Now, kind of when I talked initially, the con with this one is that there's initial investment. You can't try it out for a couple cents or something like that. So it depends on it as far as how much they start. But these are, so it's $100, $200, and $1,000 for some of the premium ones. The cool part about that is you're not actually, that's not the fee to get in. That's actually can be used as your initial budget. So yeah, it might cost $1,000, you know, to join one of these networks. However, that's $1,000 that you have for your marketing campaign, which is pretty cool. So it's not $1,000 and then you need to fund your campaigns. It's $1,000 to get started. Really? Okay. Their prices are also determined based on the network volume and the competition. So the larger networks, if they're having, say, 1 million users versus 500,000 users, they're going to charge more based on how many people are in that network. So the larger the network, the bigger the price is, and also the competition. You have to think the cheaper one is also going to have a lot more competition out there because a lot more people are going to pay $100 to get started in this network than $1,000 to get done there. So if you want to go, definitely I'd say if you're trying the strategy, start with one of the cheaper ones. See if you like this strategy, if it works for you. And then if you're getting great results on it, then go and put your, spend the $1,000 to start working on some of the other more premium type networks. And that way, you've already worked out your kinks and you can go and hit it pretty awesome. Okay. Let's see. So there's basically 2 keys in order to be successful at this internet traffic strategy. The first thing is your landing page, which is your ad. Usually when we're talking about ads, okay, well, you have a landing page, but you need an initial ad to get them to the landing page. It could be, a text, an email, a video, all sorts of different things. Well, to get them interested to actually end up on your landing page. And this one, all you're going to see is the landing page. And then the second aspect is targeting. You have to know your keywords as well as your avatar to make sure that you're targeting correctly through this strategy. So with those 2 things, they'll either make your success or they'll completely break your success. Okay. So as far as talking about landing pages and tips, so not a huge difference between the landing pages that we've talked about previously, especially if you're already having people design landing pages or doing it yourself. There's not a huge amount to tweak. It's just some things to keep in mind when we're talking about specifically this, because you have to keep in mind it's not a landing page that somebody's directed to. This is the ad. So just a few modifications you have to make sure that your landing page is ad ready. So the biggest thing is you need to capture their attention in about 2 to 3 seconds. Remember, this is a pop-up. We initially, if we see pop-ups, I always try to X them out pretty quickly. And same thing with everybody else. So in this case, it's going to be a pop-up. Their initial thing is to click it out. So how do you make sure to capture their attention so that they continue to read this page that popped over? That's the key. So you need to make sure that you're capturing their attention super quickly. You want it to be very clean and not cluttered or busy. That's the biggest difference here between using this as an ad versus, when it's another landing page. A lot of landing page, they might get great results if it's, giving an instructional video on something and putting a lot of content and building rapport that way. Those can be, different types of landing page strategies that can get great results, but not in this case. In this case, you want it very clean and to the point, because remember, they have no clue what you are. You just are an ad that popped up on their browser. They don't like that. Someone's going to want to click out of it. So how do you make sure that you capture their attention? Well, this is where it's very clean. You want your headline to just capture attention. So it's pretty much just headline, call to action, and then, their opt-in box. And you need to make sure that the headline that you're going to do is a perfect match to your keyword. So if I'm saying bird club, then I want to make sure that my headline is, bird club superstar or something like that. But you want to make sure whatever your keywords are that you've gone ahead and optimized with this stuff, and that's what you're targeting in this campaign, you need to make sure, the better, if it's an exact match, even better. So you need to make sure that it's super close. Okay, yes. Okay. So some sample landing pages. Like I said, you've seen a lot of these before, so they're just tweaked somewhat slightly just to make sure, that they're pretty clean and to the point. Yes. Okay. So see this one. So it's so somebody in this case, they're probably doing, how to earn money, how to do this sort of stuff. So this is a landing page, very to the point. So it's an image that captures attention. And of course, in this one, if they're talking about this idea, you want to make sure if someone is, they don't know who this person is. So if they're saying they earn $2.8 million, that's skeptical. Well, at least here's a photo showing that. So that's where you want to make sure, in this case, your headline matches your keywords, and also with your image. If you're using an image, make sure it relates, and you're not talking, you can be a super fantastic, whatever it is that you're selling, but somebody doesn't know that that's an ad. So you need to make sure you put in a little rapport in there and get it going. Nope. Thank you. Okay. Same thing with this, super straight to the point. This is a pop-up ad that would show. So, and also in this case, if you notice, where the lady's looking, she's looking where we want you to look, which is in that part. So this kind of thing. So these are all different headlines that are targeted to the keywords that somebody has placed out. Okay. And then same thing this. So numbers do really well. So, just make sure that your numbers can be backed up. But this one, these are just different ideas. So this doesn't really have an image, but same thing. You want a headline that captures attention and puts you through it. So, yep, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. And here's another one. So same thing. So these are landing pages, super clean and simple. And then this is the kind of stuff that you want to use. Perfect.